Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm really excited because I am doing a tutorial on the most requested custom word page markers, and these are scallop shape. I get so many requests from you guys, and I've been meaning to make this for so long. I just haven't had a chance. And I'm so new to YouTube, and doing a tutorial for this was a bit of a process, so I do apologize. But without further ado, I do want to show you how to make this, so let's go. So here are some of the examples of the page markers that I've done in the past using the vellum and the paper that came with past kits. So what I did was just use the cardstock. I cut it in silhouette portrait, and I cut the vellum that came with it, cut it down to size, and then I just put it together, put a washi tape in the back to hold it, and then put a laminator sheet on top, and then just ran it through. So this came out really cute, and what I did was also cut the holes and also make the slits so it's easy to come. You can take it in and out of the planner easily. For this particular project, I thought I was really in love with this bag that came with the kit, and I figure I want to use this as the bottom portion. And then I also really like this vellum because it kind of matches, so I was thinking of making both a today and a this week. So these will be both for the bottom portions of it, and I wanted to pair it with a gold cardstock. So this is just a cardstock. You can get it anywhere. I believe I got this from Joann's, but I've seen this over at Hobby Lobby's and Michael's, so you can pretty much get it anywhere. There are different types of gold foil cardstock. There's another one that I like, which is more of a mirror finish, but I ran out of that, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this for the purpose of this project. So you're going to open up your silhouette portrait and start a new page. And what you're going to do is you want to create a scallop shape. And this is the process that I do. I'm going to start with drawing a rectangle. So go ahead and just draw a basic rectangle. You don't have to worry about the size right now. So go ahead and click on the selection tool and click on the shape. Okay. Now what you want to do is go into your scale window, hit scale, and go ahead and unlock the lock aspect. I like my height to be about 1 inch, so I just go ahead and put 1 inch over here. And for my width, I like it to be about 3.5, so I'm going to go ahead and enter in 3.50. And now I'm just going to apply it, and there's my basic shape. Okay, so now I want to create the scalloped edges here. So I'm going to go into the ellipse tool here. I'm just going to draw one ellipse, and the size can be any size that you want depending on the scallop shape that you want. So I'm going to go ahead and select it. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that shape, and I'm going to click duplicate right. So you're going to make a lot of duplicates. It depends on the shape that you want. You could have as many or as little. For me, I think this is too much, but I'm going to show you just how the shapes will look if you were to select that many. But I like it here, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete the extra 3 on the side. I'm just going to go ahead and select it. Okay, and I'm going to hit delete. Now this is about the size that I want, so I'm going to go ahead and select all 5 shapes. And I need to group them, so I'm going to right click and group. Now I want to center it, and I need to make sure that the outer edges of the scallop shapes are hitting the inner edges of the rectangle shape. So I need to also make sure that they're lined up. So I'm going to go ahead and hit my arrow key and then bring them up. And I'm just going to bring the edges to match here. Now I have my basic shapes, so I'm going to select both shapes and right click, and I'm going to weld them together. So click weld, and voila, there you have your basic shape for your bookmarker. Now I'm going to create the custom word. This is the fun part. So I'm going to click on your type tool and just type in any word that you want. For me, I'm going to put today. I'm going to go ahead and do all caps. So this is the default. I don't like this typeface, so I'm going to go ahead and change it. And under the text style, I'm going to go ahead and pick my default headline A. And so don't worry that it's, the shape is small right now. You can always adjust it. The text size, there's character spacing, there's line spacing. You can play around with all of those however you want. But for me, I just like to click on the edge here and just go ahead and eyeball it. So I need to make sure that the two shapes overlap a little bit. Just a tiny bit, so that you make sure that it touches, because when you're going to weld it together, you want to make sure that it's attached. Okay, so I'm just centering it, and now I'm going to go ahead and select both shapes, right click, and I'm going to weld them. So there you have it, guys. So I want to mention a little disclaimer about using the silhouette. I am by no means an expert in using this machine. I just know enough to make the stuff that I love to do. No one has actually really taught me anything. I just kind of picked it up here and there and learned everything on my own. I'm still figuring it out. But this is how I've been using it. So, first of all, I wanted to show you guys, this is a cutting mat. It is tacky, and it's fine, but what I find over time is that as I'm cutting more stuff, it becomes less tacky. So what I do is I would just use a little bit of washi tape, which I highly recommend, because I've had so many accidents where I lose a lot of good paper because I didn't take the time to make sure that it sticks. And the machine, which is, once you run it through, that's it. It's just going to keep going. And then it'll just start cutting, and then your paper is going to be shifting towards, off to the side, and then it's completely off the cutting mat. So just a precaution, make sure you're, I don't know if that's what you guys do, but this is what I do, and this is what, through trial and error. So this usually works for me. So I decided to take out my actual cut file for the Today page marker because I really like the heart shape, and I feel like it's going to be really cute for this particular set of page markers. You don't have to have this heart shape. I'll do another tutorial on how to make this. It's really easy. I just, for this particular time, I think it would take forever. So again, this is how I do it, so please bear with me. I'm going to go ahead and select it. And I'm going to go ahead under View, Show Grid, and I'm going to place it to exactly where I want it. I like to start from one corner to the other corner. This is so I use the best space possible. And I'm going to go under Cut Settings. And this particular material is a little bit thicker than cardstock, and this is just through a lot of trial and error. So the chipboard is usually what works for me. And I'm going to go ahead and change the blade to 8. And then I'm going to speed it up a little bit. It's too slow. And the thickness is 33 is fine. I'm going to just unclick the double cut, and that should do it. I don't have to worry about other things here. I'm going to just go ahead and send to Silhouette. And here we go. So you have to make sure that this corner is lined up with this corner here. And then put that in. And then we're going to go ahead and cut. So these are done and they came out perfect. So this is how it looks. Oops. And this week. So I do apologize for this particular shot. I'm actually out of screen. You can't really see what I'm cutting, but I'm actually cutting the bag to size. If you guys remember my scale settings in the beginning, the width is set at 3.5 inches. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut. And I've done so many of these already. I know the measurements by heart. As far as the length-wise, it's supposed to be, the actual length of the personal size is 6.75 inches. But I like to keep the bottom portion a little bit shorter than that so that I have room for the top portion, because I don't want a lot of it sticking out from outside my planner. So I'm just going to go ahead and speed it through. So these looks good. And I'm just going to put my cutter away, and now I'm just going to adhere the top portion to the bottom portion, and you need a scissor and tweezer. And these are the three choices for the washi you need it for the backing. And I actually ended up picking the yellow and the blue. So those came out really cute. So what I do is I flip it backwards. See, you could see the seam of the bag. It's fine. It's in the back anyway, so I don't really care too much for it. So now I'm just going to cut the bottom portion to size. It's going to be slightly shorter than 6.75, probably about 6.25 or something like that. I just want to make sure that it doesn't stick up too much from the planner. Again, sorry that I'm out of screen. Now I'm just lining up. I put the washi strip right there so I know where 6.75 lies, and I want to make sure the top part or the bottom where the word and the shape meets, I want to make sure that's where it lands at 6.75. That's how I like it. I mean, it's up to you. Wherever, if you want it higher, you can definitely adjust it. It's totally like to your taste. So I'm just putting a little washi in the back to secure it. I'm just going to go ahead and cut the extra from the sides, and that looks good. So I'm going to do the same for the second one. So I'm going to go ahead and round out the corners using my crocodile chomper. It has two sizes, a 1/4 inch and a 1/2 inch. I like the 1/4 inch rounded corners better. It's just aesthetically pleasing for me, but it's up to you. You can just leave it and round it. And I decided at the last minute that I wanted to add a pocket to the vellum here because I had some extra vellum. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut that to size. I'm going to pull an insert that I have already just to measure out where the hole punches for the bottom three are, so I know where to cut a little. As you can see here, I just want a little bit of pocket, little slit. And of course I'm going to round out the corners for the bottom. So they're ready to be laminated, and I use 3 milliliter because I used to use the 5 ml a lot, but I realized after so many trials that it's thickening up my planner so much. So I mean, a 3 ml is just fine. For the pocket here, I don't really have to put any glue or anything like that. It just sticks by itself. I mean, it doesn't stick by itself. You just have to make sure that you line it carefully and make sure that it doesn't move, and put the laminating sheet on top. And here I'm just cutting a part of the lamination sheets off because it takes too long to laminate it through, and that's just extra space that I don't need. So here's my handy dandy laminators from Scotch, and I really like it. It's a great laminator, so I recommend it. Here I am checking both sides, making sure everything looks good. And here we go. I really love how it came out. It's so beautiful. Look at the bag. It's gorgeous. So I like to run it through a few times because it's not really sealed the first round. I mean, I'm a little bit OCD with that. I'll put it through the laminator at least 3 to 4 times, and then I'll do like, I'll hole punch the sides, and then I'll run it through again. And for the pocket one, I'll cut the pocket, and then I'll go ahead and run it through again, just to be double, triple sure that everything looks good. So these are ready to be hole punched, and I've done these so many times that I know exactly where to place the hole puncher. It's going to be a little bit scary in the first couple of times, that I promise it's going to be fine. You just need to do this a few times, and for me, like when I design the scallops and also where I place the pocket for the vellum, I make sure that the holes doesn't interfere with it, because it would totally break my heart if it like ruins the design. But these looks really cute. So I am ready to show you guys how it looks inside my planner. I'm currently using a Giglio Gold Campagna. And here I am, totally forgot that I could cut the slits on the sides, trying to, as you can see, my Giglio is so overstuffed. I totally recommend that, you cut the slits here, especially if you have a fat planner. Obviously, if you have a TN, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to punch the holes. But this is really handy, and it just takes 5 minutes. But you don't have to open the rings up just to take this in and out. So I just love how it came out. And then here you are. Look how gorgeous, adorable. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and you can see how fun it is, how easy it is. I apologize that it took me so long to make it. It is a bit of a process for me, but if you have any questions, please leave them down below. I'll be sure to answer the best that I can. It is a little bit technical. It's just getting to know your silhouette better, know your paper. You have to do a lot of trial and error, but you can do it. It's really easy. It's really fun. So I'll definitely be doing more tutorials in the future. If you like this content, make sure to subscribe and hit like, and I'll talk to you guys later.